Hello guys, and welcome back to the second episode of the Order Warships newcomers tutorial or explanation video, call it however you want. This will be part 2 and we will be going through the central panel here. Once again, first thing first guys, if you find these videos useful or entertaining to you, please consider subscribing to the channel in order to help me grow up as a content creator, and leave a comment down below if you have some questions or some things that you want me to cover in particular, and I will happily cover these in the future videos. So speaking about these panels here, this division, you go here, you can see here division of the clan, but if you don't have the clan, you will not see this one. You have you can see my contact here. If you have some friends in the game, you will see who is online and who is not. Look, and you can see here looking for divisions. Here you can see players that are that toggle this thing. Now we are looking for division, for example, and if a player is looking for division, he will just be able to see that you are here, and we'll just be able to invite you in a division. We're just gonna switch off this. What is a division? Division is a platoon of 2 or 3 players that will play a random battle together. I mean together in the sense that in the same match with a lot of other people, of course. Usually divisions are made are done to just play together and have fun, of course, especially if you are using some kind of TeamSpeak or Discord, some kind of in-game voice chat, so you can coordinate with your teammates, you can ask questions and yeah, talking while playing. And also if you are good, I mean all good players, good divisions are also used to just increase your win rate, for example, because playing with other good players and coordinating with them is always a very nice thing, and you can be more effective in battle. So playing divisions is very good once you have a little bit of experience. Don't play in divisions at the very first time that you download and play the game, because if you are a complete new player and you play with a more experienced player, I don't know, you might get overwhelmed by the amount of information that this guy is gonna throw at you, because he has a very big knowledge of the game while you have none. So it might be a little bit confusing. So the learning process in the World of Warships is kind of slow. So take your time and learn the basics of the game by yourself, watching videos and something like this. Before joining divisions. This is my personal feeling. Once you have a little bit of experience in the game, then go for divisions, have fun with friends and with people that you meet in random battles, because playing divisions will give you a lot more than playing solo. But in order to learn the very basics of the game, you have to play solo, and you have to make your way through the basic steps, at least in my opinion. Here, this is the battle button. If you press this, you're gonna be thrown into battle. By default, you will see co-op battle on your account. Once you go for once you play a certain amount of cooperation battles, which are played against bots with other players on your side, but against bots on the enemy team, you will be able to unlock random battles, which are played against real players. And then you will be able to unlock operations that are a special kind of co-op battle, in the sense that you will have to there are plenty of different operations. I mean, not plenty, but a couple of them. Every single one is different, and you have different rewards in the operation. You can get a general description of what you are supposed to do. You have different objectives to fulfill, and I mean, this is a different kind of co-op battles. It is fine. It is fun to play them at first, but I mean, once you complete one, I mean, there are players that are very big fans of scenarios and operations, but I'm not personally. So take a look at them, try them, and take some goodies, because there are some interesting stuff being delivered by this operation if you can complete them fully. But I mean, the vast majority of you will not be super enthusiastic of this feature, in my opinion at least. Clan battles are, if you are part of a clan, which is basically a team, you will have the option to play clan battles on specific period of the year, and on specific days and specific times. For example, the schedule for our clan is, as you can see, there are 4 different slots for each day. I mean, your clan battles are usually played on Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, as you can see here. Friday, Monday, and Tuesday are free, and you can play them on different time zones. For example, our time zone is EU, which is from 19 to 23 Central European time, and that's it. But if you're not part of a clan, it will not bother you. And as you can see, time till end of the season, 4 days, for example. So here you have this is ranked battles, another battle type that is available for a certain amount of for a certain period of time during the year, and we talked about that in the previous video, so I'm not gonna talk too much about this. And training, this is a different kind of battle. You can just customize your training room by creating a battle, or by joining a battle that is a training room that is being opened by someone else. But usually people don't like to have random players jumping into their room. There are multiple reasons why people just open training battles. So usually just to have some fun with some friends, and to just do some crazy stuff, or just to test something, take a look at some maps, or a lot of different stuff. So, but you don't go in training rooms. I mean, you can go for it, but in the very first of the game you will not need that. And finally, there is this new submarine battle. There's also some info about that, because Wargaming is now currently testing a new ship class, which is submarines, and you can play submarines and other ships in battles where submarines are introduced, while in randoms and in co-op battles you will not face submarines yet, at least, and also operations. So that's it. You can choose this or this. Always remember to check this if you are playing co-op or something like this, and you want to switch to randoms or vice versa. Just be sure that the correct type of battle is selected. So moving on, this tab is port. This is very self-explanatory. You are just in your port, and you can take a look at your ship, and you can just take a better look by pressing the right mouse click. So you can take a look, and when you release the mouse button, it will go back here. Modules. Well, just let me take another ship, for example, Clemson. Okay. So here are modules, the modules of the Clemson. These are the default modules that you will see mounted on the ship once you first purchase the ship. Clemson is a tier 4 destroyer from the US line. Once you go for, once you play this ship and you gain some experience, you will be able to unlock some modules. For example, the first module that you can unlock here is the B hull of the Clemson, or maybe this one. the gunfire control system modification 2. You will have to figure out which one is the best for the ship. For some players might be this one, for some other might be this one. This is not standard. For example, if you take a look at the Phoenix, you don't have the torpedoes, you have two hulls instead of only one. And for example, if you go to the Kaiser, you have only one hull, you have the propulsion. So different ships have different modules and different nations as well. So keep this in mind. But these are parts of the ship, literally parts of the ship that you can mount. For example, take a look at this double turret here. If I demount this, how can I do that? Okay, if I mount the previous hull, well, I have to, how can I do that? Can I demount that? Hello? Mount, what? Okay, I have to previously mount this, and then I can mount this. Well, as you can see here, now this turret is different, because these guns might seem almost the same, because the caliber is the same, the mark is different though. So these are one single barrel, and these ones are double. As you can see, the looks of the ship is different. Let me just mount this, and let's see if something changes on the hull of the ship mounting this one. Not really, but still, as you can see, the looks of the ship might vary depending on what kind of module you are installing. Also keep in mind that some modules are mandatory to research before going to the next one, to the next ship. For example, as you can see from these arrows, in order to unlock this module or this one, you have to unlock this one first. And in order to unlock the Nicholas, which is the next ship in the line, the tier 5, you have to unlock at least this one. These two are not mandatory to unlock the Nicholas, because you can just research this hull and then go for this one. You are not required to even to purchase this one. You can even just research this one and not purchase it, and you will be able to then research the Nicholas as long as you play the Clemson. But it is usually recommended to mount some of these modules, because it will greatly benefit your ship performance. Usually, not all of them. For example, I didn't mount these ones because, I mean, these are not bad, but it comes at the cost of 26 seconds of reload. These torpedoes reload in 40 seconds, as you can see. These ones are reloading 66, just for some bit of extra damage and 0.5 km of range, which is not bad at tier 4, but back in the days I chose to not research. I mean, I researched these torpedoes for some reason, but I didn't purchase them. As you can see, the cost is still here. In this specific case, if you want to go for carriers, you don't have to research these modules. You just have to research this one, and then you will be able to go for the carriers. So keep this in mind. Here you will see the amount of XP that you have in this specific ship. For example, if you switch to another ship, for example Phoenix, you see the amount of XP that I have on my Phoenix is 0, because I used all my XP that I gained on this ship to unlock these modules and to unlock the Omaha, which is the next one. So keep this in mind. Of course, here, well, on modules, you can see, sorry about that, also these two tabs here, ammunition and consumables. These are the ammunition that are available on your ship. This is high explosive shells, which are shells that can cause fires. You have all the parameters listed here: the reload, the maximum HE shell damage, the fire chance, the armor penetration capacity, and yada yada. These are AP, which are armor piercing shells, which can, I mean, on destroyers are not that valuable, unless you are, I mean, there's destroyers where are very valuable, but usually destroyers, especially at low tiers, will just stick with the HE. These are your torpedoes. Everything you can see here as well. So just a little reminder. These are the consumables. As different ships have different kind of consumables. Damage control party. The description is extinguishes fires, removes instances of flooding, and repairs damaged modules, which is rudder shift, turrets, torpedo tubes, engine, and these ones. So by pressing R on your when you have some damaged modules, or you are on fire, or you are flooding, if you press R, it will instantly repair all your modules unless they are completely destroyed. But keep in mind that steering gears, the steering and the engine cannot be permanently broken, while turrets and torpedo launchers can. And that's it. For example, you can figure out how this works by yourself. You can see the action time and the reload time of the consumable. The action time means for how long this consumable is active, and during the duration time you will not be able to be set on fire or anything. And the reload time, it's just the reload time. As you can see, there is no numbers here, so you have unlimited amount of this consumable on the Clemson. Well, for example, this other consumable has some numbers, and this one as well. So this is the smoke generator consumable. This it is specific for destroyers and some cruisers. So it will create a smoke curtain, for example, to hide yourself from the enemies, or to cover yourself while you're shooting. But we will talk about that later. So these are the consumables. This is the engine boost consumable, and here they are the keys that you have to press on your keyboard in order to activate these consumables. Keep in mind that they have different reload times. For example, this one has a very long reload time, 152 seconds. This one is 114, and the action time is also different for different ships and different nations. So if you have a Clemson, look at these values. 30 seconds action time, 112 second smoke screen dispersion time, and reload time 152. For example, if you go to another destroyer, for example Okhotnik, which is a Soviet one, you can see the values are completely changed now. The action time is 20 seconds, the dispersion time is 77, and the reload is 160, for example. So different ships from different nations have different parameters on consumables that might seem the same, but they are not. So always check these values. Same deal with the engine boost. Here, so much for the consumables. As you can see, different ships have different consumables. For example, battleships have repair party, for example. And keep in mind that Soviet battleships have a limited amount of consumables as well. So keep this in mind. Upgrades. Let me go here. Upgrades. Here there are some things that you can add to your ship in order to, and you can see every single benefit of these upgrades. They come at some cost. For example, the first lot is 125k credits. The second one is 250, and higher tier ships have multiple slots. For example, at tier 4 you have 2 slots. At tier 5 you have 3, for example. As you can see, the cost is always the double. 3 is 500k credits. You have plenty of these things. I have plenty of them stored, but if you are a new player, you have none of them or a couple of them at best. So keep in mind this. And also, once you mount an upgrade, if you want to demount the upgrade like this, you have to sell it for the half of the price, so we are gonna lose half of the price of the upgrade, or you have to demount this for doubloons. Right now it is it's shown like 0 for me because I'm a super tester, but normal players have to pay like 50 doubloons, if I'm not mistaken, in order to demount and upgrade for free and not lose credits. Keep this in mind. Also, for example, there are some let me just check one little thing. For example, there are some specific upgrades, special upgrades. This one, as you can see, this green bar here, and it is also saying special upgrade in the description. This gives you these are upgrades that you can unlock through some missions. I'm not sure if this is still a thing, but right now the most important thing is the armory. As in the previous video, I showed you that there are these special upgrades that you can purchase for 17k coal each. So keep in mind that there are plenty of them, but not all the ships are gonna be able to mount them. For example, this specific upgrade increases the action time of your engine boost consumable, because we do have this consumable available. If you go to a ship that doesn't have this consumable, for example Warspite, which is a battleship, if you go here and you will look at this, you will not find the same special upgrade, because we don't have the consumable. While here you can see we have this option to go for. So keep in mind that you cannot mount a speed boost upgrade on a ship that doesn't have the consumable. You can see Warspite has the the damage control party, repair party, and the spotting aircraft consumable, which is something different. So for example, Warspite can mount a special upgrade here, which is the spotting aircraft duration, for example, which I don't have available now, but she has the option to do that. So yeah, so much for the upgrades and consumables. Also here we have some things, some recap about premium ship. Warspite is a premium ship, for example. Shiratsuyu is not. And if you go on a premium ship, like for example Perth, it will give you some a reminder of what are the benefits of having a premium ship instead of a normal ship, a silver ship like Shiratsuyu. So moving on, exterior. Here there are 3 tabs. The most important one is signals. Signals are divided in 3 different categories. Combat signals, which are the only one that affect your the combat ability of your ship. Economic, that boosts your captain XP, credit earnings, and free XP earnings. And special ones. These are very valuable and they are very pricey. And every single one is different. You can see the bonuses that each signal gives you. You can now mount all these signals at once by clicking mount all or demount all. But you can mount only 8 combat signals per ship. So some combat signals are more valuable than others, depending on the ship. So you can hover your mouse on every single signal, and it will give you an explanation of what are the effects of each signal. You can always demount all and mount all, and here you can disable or enable the auto resupply. Keep in mind that if you don't have a signal, for example, some signals, the automated cost is doubloons. For example, for this one is 6 doubloons, as you can see. If you run out of this and you have this one enabled, it will the game will make you pay doubloons for this. So keep this in mind. These ones are, you cannot purchase them for doubloons, if I'm not mistaken, and these ones as well. So you have some of these signals mounted, and you just keep an eye on them. because if you run out of them and you don't purchase them in a different way, you will pay for doubloons in order to replenish them. Camouflage, another important feature. Every single ship, a ship is that doesn't have camouflages. At first, a ship, it will look like this for you, because you will not be able to mount camouflages at the very first at first. So it will just give you the hull without any kind of painting or camouflage. If you go through the game, if you just play the game, you will just gain a lot of these different camouflages. But the only one that you really need to have is this one, because camouflages can have a very good bonuses, because for the XP, commander XP, free XP, credits, and yada yada. But the combat capability of your ship is affected only by these two parameters: detectability range by sea and dispersion of shells fired by enemies attacking your ship. So every single camouflage in the game has these two combat parameters, plus some credits and XP and whatever you want. All of them besides these two, type 2 and type 1. Basically, type 5 is these two camouflages combined. So always go for this one. It costs 22.5k credits, but believe me, trust me, this having a camouflage is always a plus on every single ship. So don't save credits by not taking a camouflage, because by not taking a camouflage, you are just handicapping yourself and your ship, and you'll be less successful. You will have a lower win rate, and you will gain less credits, and far less credits than 22.5k. So always go for this camouflage. If you don't, these are camouflages that you can purchase for credits. All the others are not available for credits. Some of them are available for doubloons, and some of them are just available in the armory, and some of them are not available for purchasing. You just have to earn them. So just purchase this one. Once you complete some campaigns, you will get to choose the option to choose some colors here, but it doesn't really matter too much. This is just a flavor thing. So just don't go for any of these two, just go for this one. And always remember to enable the auto resupply. Resupply using in-game currency if available. In this case, yes, because it's credits, it's not doubloons or something strange. Also, every single ship has a permanent camouflage that you can purchase for doubloons. It has a different look, but once again, it doesn't give you any in-game benefit, in the sense that in combat benefit. It is just a XP, credits, and all this, some economic bonuses, put it like this. So if you want to purchase the permanent camouflage, okay, go for it. You will save credits for sure, but you will spend doubloons. So this, if you have plenty of doubloons, why not? If you don't have doubloons enough, don't go for it. Flags, this is completely useless feature so far. The only useful one is having the ranked battle flags that gives you 20% less cost of repairs of the ship after the battle. Because every single time you play a battle, you use consumables, use camouflages, you just play the ship. The higher the tier of the ship, the more the cost, and the more consumables you have, the higher the cost of the repairs is at the end of the battle. So cutting this for 20%, especially at higher tiers like 8, 9, and 10, is very valuable. But this flag will just disappear at the end of the ranked season. So, and all the others don't give you, well, this one in particular is, because I'm a super tester, but all the others that you can purchase or earn somehow, they are basically useless. You will just be able to, you can add 2 of them, or in your case you will be able to add 1 of them only, but that's it. You will not be able to run anything valuable for the game, for example. So that's it for the Exterior tab. Tech Tree tab. Okay, here we are. So it might seem a little bit overwhelming, but it is not that difficult to understand. Here you have the 4 classes. There will be 5 with submarines at some point, but for now it is 4 classes: battleships, cruisers, destroyers, and aircraft carriers. Not every single nation of the game has all the tech trees, all the lines. Also, you have some premium ships listed here, even if they are not nearly as all the premium ships that you have in the game. I'm not sure what is the criteria here by adding some premium ships and not other ones, but whatever, Wargaming knows. There are some mods that you can install to give you the extended tech tree, and it will give you all the premium ships for every nation that are available in the game, but honestly you don't need that. Yeah, here have the nations, all the nations currently available in World of Warships. You can see Japan has 1 line of battleships, 1 of cruisers, 2 lines of the destroyers, 1 line of carriers, and some premium ships. USA has, for example, 1 battleship, 2 of cruisers, 1 only of DDs and carriers, plus some premiums as well. USSR has battleships, cruisers, 2 kind of 1.5 branch of cruisers, 1.5 branch of destroyers, but they don't have any carriers yet, at least. So Germany has a very standard tech tree: cruisers, battleship, cruisers, DDs, and carriers that are coming to the game, but they are not fully released yet. UK has battleships, 2 cruisers, 1 DD, and some carriers as well. France has a very standard one: battleship, cruisers, DDs. So every single nation has different features, and there are always new nations or new branches added to the game. So this is gonna become bigger and bigger. Here you can see every single ship in the game, in the tech tree. By pressing a ship that you don't have reserves, for example, in my case, this ship, you can see the general values of the ship, the purchase price, the research price from the tier 3. You can go to modules as well, and you can see the ship in black and white, or in gray, because you didn't research the ship. So you can see what you can mount on the ship, what are the consumables, the values. You can just go here and check the values of this, but we are going to talk about that in the next video. So keep this in mind. If you double click on a ship that you have, if you don't have a Kirov, you double click on it, it will give you the Kirov, but you don't have it purchased in your port. If you go to the Bugioni, for example, that I have, we can see this little toggle here. If you go to the Bugioni, it will bring us to the actual ship in our port. So this is our Bugioni. You can see everything we have on this ship. What else do we have to talk about? Yeah, there are these little eye buttons. If you go here and you press on it, it will give you some general description of what are these ships from tier 2 to tier 4 destroyers, for example. It will give you primary, the general description: numerous torpedo tubes, short range torpedoes; detailed torpedoes, large torpedo count per salvo, rapid torpedo tube reload. But on the other side, these are the bonuses, these are the maluses: torpedoes deal low damage, and short range torpedoes. If you go on, here you have another one, because from tier 4 to tier 5 there is a difference. As you can see here, probability: large HP pool from tier 9, or the repair party consumable is available for mounting instead of smoke generator from tier 8, for example. So here you can see the general characteristics of the line, or at least part of the line, and the main features of the line. If you want to take a to have a general idea of what you want to grind or what you don't want to grind, you go here, you check some general description of the line. This is very general, so don't take this 100% for sure. I mean, it is true, but it will not tell you everything about the line or everything about a specific ship. So this is a very general idea, nothing more. What else? I think we talked about this tech tree tab. Let's go here, profile. This is your profile. Access level, I'm not really sure. These are the levels of your account. At level 1 you have only co-ops. At level 2 you can research ships and upgrades. At level 3 you unlock randoms. Then you unlock the exterior, which is camouflaging signals. Then you can unlock containers, and you have all these tabs until rank 15, which is clan battles, for example. At rank 14 you have ranked battles, for example. So, and for each specific thing you have some details, you can go for it. There are some explanatory introduction videos and something like this. So this is a useful tool for new players. Achievements. Once you play randoms, you will you can earn a lot of achievements, different achievements. Some of them are done in operations, some of them in ranked, some of them are done by completing campaigns, some of them are just, for example, this one is completely in service of the Motherland collection, for example, some collections as well, campaigns, for example, this one, or whatever. There are plenty of them. These are the ones that you can earn during battles, I mean in battles. This is for example Jolly Roger achievement. This is for reaching rank 1 in rank seasons, rank battle seasons. This is per 6 because I reached rank 1 6 times by now. Whatever, these are only just a recap of what you did. For example, ranks, we already talked about this in the previous. This is exactly the same thing that you can have here. So this is just go to the previous video in order to look at this. Collections, these are different collections that are available during different period of time during the year. You can see all the completed ones. Every single collection has some rewards, and every part of the collection has some specific rewards that you can see here. You can achieve these, you can earn these pieces of the collection by completing missions or unlocking containers or something like this. So just go through this, and it will just show explain what you are supposed to do. Summary. The final thing here, which is the most important in this bunch of tabs. This is by the overall summary of your statistics, your profile statistics. There are a lot of numbers that you will struggle to figure out what they mean at first, but it is not that difficult. Well, let me just switch to random battles. It will take some time. Here you can see your battles played, your this is the win rate, this is the average experience, this is the most enemy destroyed ships, this is the destruction ratio. There is the description for every single voice. Just hover your mouse over these voices and it will give you some kind of information of your general statistics. Down below you can see the distribution by nation, or which nation did you play most, and this is the distribution by types, as you can see here. This is the distribution by tiers. I mostly play tier 10, as you can see. So you can take don't be obsessed by your statistics, don't make comparison with more experienced players. Just don't even look at your statistics at the very first for the first couple of hundreds of battles. You just have to understand the basics of the game. So your statistics will look like garbage because every single new player has garbage statistics at first. Don't worry, they will get better. Well, and here you can select a specific ship for if you want to look at a specific ship with the statistics. If you're particularly interested in some ships. For example, in Minotaur I have decent results. In Daring I have garbage results. For example, it is another ship. While, for example, in Harugumo I have pretty good results in my opinion. So these values are pretty much dependent on what class you play better and what ships you like to play more and yada yada. This is the clan tab. You will not be able to join any clan at first, but once you join the clan, you will see all these things. But by the time you will be able to join a clan, I'm pretty sure you will be able to, you will know how to look at these tabs. So I'm not gonna look into that. By the way, just a little thing. These are the parts of our naval base. They will give you some benefits, some bonuses in the game, but all in all, you will figure out this by yourself. So, going back to port, well, that was it for this video, guys. In the next one, we will look at these values here, these currencies, I already talked about that, and we will take a look at these values and these the things that are in the lower part of the screen. So thank you guys for watching. This was the part 2 of the new players guide, and as always, subscribe to the channel if you want to support me. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, leave me some questions if you have, or if I missed something, which is very is very likely to happen. Once again, I will leave you the link of my Twitch in the description of the video if you want to hop in and ask me some questions in my lives on Twitch. And thank you for being here, and as always, I will see you next time.